Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. My name's Keith, I'm Mediene.
Josh playing as Arlo.
Zenas playing as Grim.
And my name is Brice, playing as Jack Law.
And now, in the description of this podcast, you can see exactly what kind of character they are. Because I put that on the iTunes, sort of the SoundCloud thing when I upload. Also, it's important for us to mention that this podcast episode is brought to you by Duke's Barbecue, who is not a sponsor, as well as by Hardee's, who is also not a sponsor.
But they make good biscuits.
Yeah, we had biscuits this morning before we started recording.
We eat their food.
If the podcast sounds any different, we like to apologize. If it sounds worse, we'd like to say you're welcome if it sounds better. But we're at a different location recording today.
Live from Studio B.
Yeah, we're live in a second studio location. We hope, just let us know if you find anything about that. Also, I've been watching SoundCloud numbers. I'm concerned there's some fake watchers on SoundCloud. If you are a person that watches this podcast or listens to this podcast, I need you to do something. Keep me from going and spiraling into a pit of insanity. Just follow me. Just go to Twitter @TaintMediaGames or send me an email, taintmediagames@gmail.com. Just let me know you're out there. Because I don't know if all these people are fake. I don't want to go to SoundCloud and be like, hey, I got fake listeners. If there are 150 people of you that listen every week, let me know. If there's one, let me know. Just give me some feedback. That's all.
Now, if you are fake and you do email or jump on Twitter,
Right.
we're going to know.
We are going to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound...
We're going to put one of those I'm not a robot captures,
Yeah.
and I know you won't be able to click it.
That's right. Bryce is always thinking. I'm not trying to sound clingy here, but it will help me in the future. So please do let us know if you watch the show.
Our loyal
Listen
fans.
to the show. But we hope you're enjoying it. Last time we put on the mask. Grim put on the mask of many faces. Will you remind me, did I make you touch everyone to change them into someone?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought I would have to make you do.
Yeah, because we have to all be holding hands.
Right. So the mask of many faces turned out to be more than just a mask that allows you to change form. There are positive and negative effects to the mask that we'll get into, but the ones you've experienced so far are that it gave you insight into whoever you were, their mind, and kind of their abilities.
I was about to say abilities.
And bodily functions a little bit. Form, I don't know. If Grim's dad sits down to poop, Grim's not going to poop.
Just hold on, guys. I gotta take care of something.
Dad, no.
That would be a very humorous mechanic. But anyway, last time they put on the mask, they were headed to Strongwater. Their goal is to get to charter a boat in Strongwater to take them to the Round Isle south, a couple days sail south of where they are now, to Buckland, where the headquarters of the Servants of the Scale, the organization that our party is a part of, that seeks to restore balance to this imbalanced world that is caused by a perceived evil High Council that is very magic oriented. They are very very elitist, very magic elitist. The magical people in this world, people who can do magic very well, tend to be wealthy, and they tend to be better off and subversive of other types of people.
Now, we already have tickets.
Yes, you do have you do have a book of tickets that you got from Simon Treasure Taker.
Simon of the Many Tubes.
Yes, you do have some tickets. You don't know much about those tickets, but you do know they were given to you by him. You're also in your big cart, cruising with a load of basilisk spines.
Oh yeah.
How many did you have? Like 30?
Yeah.
We got all of them.
Yeah.
As many as
We
had.
spent all night.
It was like a pile of them you had.
Let's go with 30.
And then, Jack, you have eyeballs. And Burr, so as far as transformations, Arlo is currently a mastiff. Misiko is a Scottish-sounding dwarf. Misiko is a companion they picked up along the way. Burb has been transformed into his old slave master, Clairman. And Grim has transformed into his father. Jack has transformed into his father. And everybody is, disguised to try to go into this town. And the last thing we heard was the loud noises of Freegis, one of our favorite magic item vendors from the campaign, who seems to be in Strongwater. The game begins.
We were heading that way, weren't we?
I don't know. I just remember. I think the last thing that I said was I made some very loud,
We heard the
boisterous
soothing
comment.
tones of Freegis.
Yeah, baby.
Dang it, Keith.
We got
Wife's
rings,
desk isn't
we
here
got
to steal
fines.
pens from anymore.
Oh yeah, we don't have any writing utensils actually.
Josh,
I don't have any.
I have some in my car.
Nice.
There's a thing.
We're in a fresh location. We
That's that
apologize
fancy
for
schmancy
any
one.
hiccups that we're experiencing this morning.
I feel so dumb.
No matter what time it is for you. So, the game begins. You all are clippity clopping behind your. What was it? 2 horses, right?
Yeah, 2 horses. I
The
know
two-horse
I am
carriage.
in the back, kind of like sitting and thinking.
Okay.
I was driving.
Misiko, I don't remember if he was up at the front. He might have been when you transformed
I think
into
he
a dwarf.
was.
Yeah, I will need that actually, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah.
No. You were up at the front with me, weren't you?
I thought.
I
Because then
I went
I
up
remember
front and
switching.
changed everyone.
Yeah, I switched places with somebody because I think it was Misko wanted to come up there to the front to get changed, so I switched places with him. I went to the back of the carriage,
Maybe so.
so it's
Still
y'all
went.
2 up front.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't matter too much right now.
Well, then Misko would have to be driving because I don't know how to drive a carriage.
I think you spoke. You said something about Freegis after I said it or something. So we'll start with Misiko speaking with. Grim, do you know this vendor down here?
Yes, I do. Please call me Bruner for the time being.
Bruner. Okay, I
you-
can.
Do
I
you
can do
have-
this.
Do you have a name, Dwarfen male?
I think we settled on Porky. He wants to be called
Was it?
Porky.
It was.
All right.
Yes, my name is Porky.
Old family name.
My name is Porky Bruner.
All right, Porky. Take us to Freegis, if you would please.
As you request. And he clops that way. So this city you're coming into,
Coconuts.
the city of it's really a town of Strongwater. It's obviously a dock town. I don't know if to describe this, but you can see the waters of the canal that passes between the Isle of Flame and the mainland. And you can kind of see off in the distance the great Isle of Flame rising out of the water like the cliffs of Dover. On the edge of the town is on the edge of the water, and there's lots of docks. There's a lot of huge boats, moored here. You can see to the south that it's just ocean. You can't see that the round isle is that way, but all you see is ocean, and you can tell why they call this place Strongwater if you've never been here before. It's because the weather patterns that form off of this big rock and in this area of the ocean are very choppy. The water is very choppy, the currents seem to be strong, and the weather doesn't seem to be particularly good here. But it's a good place as far as, landscape for a port, so they make do with the weather. A lot of the buildings are made of wood. A lot of them are on stilts, but some of them are on the ground. You can tell that this place is growing, that business and industry are causing it to grow fairly rapidly. There are bigger buildings being built and currently under construction. These buildings are being kind of plated with metal roofs and a little bit stronger siding to combat this wind that keeps rushing off of the water. And as you walk in, you're kind of walking through the residential outer areas, and you're headed towards kind of the marketplace in the center of town that is kind of near the dock area going in. So, any questions or anything about this?
How are the horses feeling at this point? They've seen a lot.
The horses are, as far as existentially, they're all right. They are inhabitants of this crazy world, so they are no stranger to these beasts and whatnot that you have seen. Josh, may I ask what that is? That's a small red device you've just taken out.
That's just my battery for my phone.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what.
More juice.
I didn't know what that was like. I thought you were taking out like some sort of small bomb. Then blow us all up.
All right.
No, the horses
Let's
are
see if
all
we
right.
can get this done in time.
I think I've asked y'all before if you're taking care of the horses, and I was told that you were.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
broached and fed them whenever they were disassembling the basilisk.
Right. Yep. And so the horses are doing okay.
Sweet.
So you guys are clopping through town. The streets are dirt, but some stone. The closer you get to the center of town, as you clippity clop in.
Arlo is playing it up. He is laying down as a mastiff on top of the pile of basilisk scales in
Nasty.
the back.
Nasty. Burb is like still trying to figure himself out in the back. He is an old human man named Clairman, he's just kind of like a little bit talking to himself, trying to figure out what it's like to be a man of average intelligence. As Burb is the only person to increase his intelligence factor for having this transformation.
The unwieldy Clerman suit.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta clop over there. You want to kind of park in the market district area and head over to Freegis's little tent that he's got set up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So you all approach Freegis in his tent. As you know from the first time you met him, I think you maybe saw him on a cart at one point, but he is unpacked fully now. He's got his cart in the back of this tent. His tent opens up and folds. There's kind of a circus tenty vibe where you can see a big tent, but there's like a little vestibule area where you walk in, kind of the size of a changing tent at the beach. But you can't see into his tent. You just can hear his his loud, boisterous voice as he was calling to different people to come and check out what he's got. But he has since headed inside his tent as you pull up outside. And all his sign, just kind of an unbecoming sign of his tent, just says Freegis's wares. But the tent is there, and it's a very bright purple color with white vertical stripes.
I step in.
All right. Grim steps in. Misiko will join you.
I'm gonna join you.
Okay. Everybody heading inside.
I can't speak as a mastiff, so I trust these guys to do the wheeling and dealing, but I want to stay behind with the scales to make sure nobody pilfers them.
Okay. Clearman calls out to you and says, "I'll watch the cart."
Hear what's going on inside?
Old dog boy got advantage on hearing, boys.
Yeah.
So if there's something that would be interesting to be heard, we'll roll perception on that.
Keen hearing and smell.
Before I go in,
If y'all make any smells, I'm down with that too.
Arlo, if you hear him say any items that you want, just bark.
That's cute. Okay, so Clairman/Burb sits up at the reins. Arlo/Arlo dog is laying on the pile of scales, and you guys walk in, and Freegis says, "Well, hello there, fellas. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to my shop. Don't know if I've seen you all around these parts before.
Though two of you look oddly familiar."
No,
How do you do?"
I don't remember what.
I don't think you had a voice, really. I mean,
No.
It was boisterous because you were a lot happier.
Yeah.
You don't have the mask on.
That's true.
Yeah, that was true. Because part of what happened to Jack is that a lot of the weight of a lot of your sorrow and pain from all your losses is not. You don't have it right now.
Jack's dad died a happy man, so
yeah.
We'll just roll with it. Good afternoon. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, mister. What may I call you? He reaches out his hand to shake it.
You may call me Jeremiah.
Jeremiah! That's a lot of syllables and a lot of good name right there. It's good to see you, Jeremiah. He shakes your hand. That was a real handshake across the table, everybody. Authenticity. Here, D&D.
We're coming up with too many words here. We gotta slow down.
We can get closer to the mic if y'all want to have an ASMR handshake. Just a leathery.
And what about
sounds
you?
like ropes twisting.
What about you, tall fella? You tall, dark, and handsome.
Well, he's like he's shorter than 6 feet. Bruner is.
You're taller than me.
Yeah, Freegis is a dwarf, so
Yeah.
You can call me Bruner, sir.
It's nice to meet you, Bruno. My name's Freegis, and I have some of the best magical wares this side of the channel.
Yeah, excellent. That is what we are here for.
And what about you, little dwarf fella? What's your name? My name's Porky. That's not a name, but it suits you. Good to see you. It's good to see you too. As he peeks up over the counter. Freegis has a box in the back. That's why he's about the same height as you right now. Mm-hmm. He says, "So you guys want to see some of my fresh new wares?"
Yes, please.
That would be excellent.
Well, let me tell you what I got.
Uh-oh.
He unrolls, he pulls off the cover of his table, and you see 5, obviously magical items laying there. One of them is a dagger with a bright silver hilt, and the hilt of it looks like a mouth with sharp teeth pointing up, and the blade is kind of like the tongue coming out of it. There is a little, what really, for all intents and purposes, looks like an Altoids tin. It's a little tin with green edges that's just sitting there. There's also a kind of velvet bag about the size of, maybe half the size of a cantaloupe. It's a full-size cantaloupe. I was about to say half the size of a pumpkin. That's a really bad way to measure things. It's a marble bag about the size of a cantaloupe, or a small watermelon, or 2 softballs put together.
Have you ever put 2 softballs together?
It's water balloon size.
Those are expandable.
It's just the nervousness of DMing a podcast pushes my brain to the point where I come up with half the size of a pumpkin.
It's like 3/8 the size of a tire.
It's like a hubcap, but imagine if you had 2 and pushed them together. All right, I'm sorry. This is funny. Hopefully, this is a good meme.
You know what? Everybody listening out there, that was no extra charge. That one's on the house right there.
That's on the house. But do visit patreon.com/Media Network if you'd rather not be. So it's a bag. It's a velvet bag, kind of bulbousy.
How bulbous? No, never mind. We're not.
Yeah, I don't know how I would come up with a measurement for that. There's also a small teddy bear on there, and the teddy bear has a little helmet on, and it's holding a little wooden sword, and it's just like sitting there like a teddy bear on the thing. And there's also a long black cane laying on the table with what looks like crystal ball on the end of it. The cane is long. It's black. It looks to be wooden, maybe, or really it's just kind of jet black cane. And it looks to almost be steaming. Like looks kind of like a vapor coming off of it.
Like a pumpkin.
He says, "So this is what I got today, you all. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask."
What does the cane do, sir?
Oh, the cane of freeze water, eh? It's a pretty cool magical item I got here. Now be careful. Yeah. I meant to do that.
Freegis winks.
I meant to do that, Jeremiah. I got the puns. So this cane is frosty cold. You see this crystal ball? That's where the power comes from. It's got the power to freeze water around it. So if you say you're in a puddle or something, you slap this cane on the ground, all that water's frozen. So frozen so thick, in fact, you could even walk on it. Let's say you wanted to walk across this channel. You could try, but the problem is, with this cane, in direct sunlight, it gets a little too hot. Starts to melt a little bit. So you got to be careful when you're using it. But could be a useful item if you all seem a little bit older, but maybe you're adventurers and you might need a little bit of extra help.
Or a cane.
It does work for just a cane as long as it's in, not direct sunlight.
You gotta walk with it in the shade of your body.
It sets you back 50 gold, though.
I would like to see what the other items are.
Yes. Absolutely. What do you have questions about?
All of them.
Start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Let me tell you. He picks up the dagger and he brandishes it and puts it on his hand, and he gives the hilt to you, Jeremiah, and lets you hold it. And he says, "Now that is the drinking dagger. It's a sharp dagger with a silver hilt, like I described earlier. If you sink this dagger into a fallen foe, it will drink that foe's blood. Next, you use this dagger to deal some damage to an enemy. It might just give you a little bit of extra vitality equal to the damage you deal. Be careful, you will feel a prick when that happens."
How much for that?
That sets you back maybe at 40 gold pieces.
I'll think on it. Let's come back to that one.
Very well. Now, these are some of my favorites. Sometimes I bust these out just for party tricks. I call these the mouths of Minty. He pops open his little Altoids tin. He says, "For just 20 gold pieces, you could have this package of minty freshness whenever you pop one of these lozenges in your mouth, it gives you the quick ability to blow ice breath right out of your mouth, dealing damage to your foes or just showing off for the ladies or gentlemen. I don't know which way you roll. He looks down at Porky. Porky gives him a nod.
How much for that one?
20 gold pieces, like I said, Bruni. You're not paying attention, friend.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't.
How many is in it?
Bruni.
It looks like there's maybe 10 in there.
10.
Now he picks up the bag, and when he picks up the bag, you can hear it jiggle and shake and clank together. He picks it up, and it's got some heft to it, and he says, "This is what I call the menace of marbles. This bag is full of 1,000 little tiny ball-bearing marbles that you can use for a quick getaway, or I don't know what other kind of application you could use it for, but it's a bag of marbles, and it refills every night. When you go to sleep, if the bag's empty, when you wake up, it'll be full of 1,000 marbles again. I'll give that to you for 15 gold pieces."
I'll take that one.
Very well. So he hands you
I ain't gonna be throwing gold no more.
So yeah, we treat them as ball bearings. It's enough for 5 foot squares. It recharges daily. It's a dexterity check of 10 to avoid them.
Okay.
So yeah, mark that down if you don't mind. It's a pleasure doing business with you, Jeremiah.
And what does the bear do?
Oh, it's adorable, really. We call this bear Sir Stuffed. Also, I'd like to again
What was the
acknowledge...
area?
Huh?
What was the area?
5 foot squares.
5 foot squares.
All right.
I would like to give credit, which I can't do because I don't know the user who put it on Reddit, but there was this list of 100 magic items that I pulled some of these from. Such as the Menace of Marbles, Mount the Minty, and Sir Stuffed. This teddy bear's name is Sir Stuffed. This teddy bear may look like just a cute little teddy bear, but he will actually be a guardian angel over you while you sleep. If you set this teddy bear out while you're sleeping, he will make sure to alert you if anybody comes nearby and starts doing anything sneaky on you, or trying to do anything sneaky on somebody you love. Also, in life or death situations, Sir Stuffed will lay down his life for you. Now, he ain't too tough. He is a teddy bear, but he is good for letting you know when somebody's trying to get a little bit froggy.
I believe I'll take the dagger as well.
Very well. How much did I say that was?
40.
40 gold
30. He
pieces.
said 30.
No, that's sheep asking, not Freegis. Freegis knows. That'll be 40 gold pieces. Oh, we got a big spender in Jeremiah today.
Actually, that's not all I need. Do you have any health potions here?
I just might. He turns around and starts looking as y'all want to mull over these other items. He's opens a cabinet.
I'm definitely going to get 2 of them by the end of it if he wants to go ahead and get whatever items he wants.
Okay.
How much is the bear?
When he turns... I got a hole in my jeans.
Oh.
1 billion.
He turns and he says, "Well, that probably will set you back another 50 gold pieces, so..."
I'll take the cane and the bear.
Very well.
Do you have something I can wrap the cane in so it doesn't melt?
Yes, he does. He
has breath mints.
As he's looking through his cabinet of potions, he grabs some tissue paper off the from the side, a little roller thing on the counter above him, and he rips it, rips you a piece and puts it behind him as he's searching through this cabinet, and you can hear him clanging through bottles or whatever, and he's like, "Well, I thought I had some in here. Well, these will probably do." And he turns around and he pulls out 2 potions that. They're not red, of course, like you would expect a health potion to be. We'll just go ahead and canonize that health potions in our world are red. Also,
they're pumpkin colored.
We'll canonize that there are health bars above all our players that are full of red. That's not true. He turns around and these potions are kind of an oddly blue-violet color. And he puts them down and he says, "These are, to the best of my knowledge, health potions. I'll give them to you for free, because there's a chance they're not." But I'm 80%. I'm 80% sure.
Jeremiah, this is an interesting deal.
I'm 80% sure.
And I will say this: if something happens to you that is not healthiness, it ain't gonna be too bad. I do know that.
You should drink the potion now, Jeremiah.
I'm not going to do that now.
You're not allergic to pumpkins, are you?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it inside. Just in, I mean, it could be spoiled. I don't want you vomiting all over my magic items here.
Could be a powerful accident.
It's very
Man, relax.
Just teleports it out of your
take
body.
Okay.
Right onto the floor.
He says, free of charge. No worries about that. Absolutely. So, anybody else? Anything else y'all like to grab?
Do you? I don't have anything
Did
else
you
I'd
bark?
like to purchase.
I was hearing all the items first.
He wants the Altoids, I believe.
Yeah, that's everybody. That's all the items.
Is that what you want? The Altoids?
That's the only thing that's left.
Yeah.
So,
Was
Okay.
it?
yeah. Because I got the sword, you got the cane and the bear,
Yeah.
and I got the marbles.
Oh yeah.
Did
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
ever buy his magnet? The Mystic Magnet?
What was the
I
Mystic
don't
Magnet?
think so.
The Mystic Magnet was a horseshoe magnet that activates with 100 pounds of weight when its name is called.
Didn't you buy that, Arlo? Jack? I mean,
You
Brice?
got the
I did.
stone thing.
Yeah, I got the depth rock.
Yeah.
This is our third encounter. I got the ring of tracking the first time we met him. I got the depth rock, and I think the magnet the second time.
Yep.
The magnet would have been the first time.
Arlo has been out of cash for most of this thing, so I haven't been able to purchase a lot.
You got the shielding of stone skin the second time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Nobody bought his staff of burning pants.
No.
That was the wooden staff that looks unassuming, but if the wielder shouts a lie as he swings at the end, will catch fire for a few moments, dealing fire damage. I thought that was funny.
Maybe I didn't get the magnet.
It's very clever.
I think I made that one up actually.
I will take. What's it called again? The minty box?
Mouth of minty.
Mouth of
Mouth
minty.
of minty.
I will take that.
He hands it to you, and he holds out his hand for what did I call it?
20?
20 gold.
15, actually.
Yeah. No. Did I say 15?
Yeah, you did. Didn't,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It's fine. Yeah.
didn't he?
He's a video
No,
gamer.
he said 20.
Oh. I thought he said 15 for something.
We're calling it 20.
Really?
If we got two versus two. I'm taking more money from you.
Well, whatever.
All
I
right.
thought you were just making a slick deal.
No, he said 15 for something. We're going to watch it, and you're going to owe me 5 gold, Keith.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I give him the gold. And I take the item.
Cool.
15 for that tissue paper to wrap up the stick.
There's nothing else I would like to purchase, but I am curious. Would you know, or would you be interested in purchasing some
These.
basilisk spines?
Basilisk spines.
Yes.
Well, would you have found some basilisk spines? That's a tough creature, and you an old man.
The basilisk that we killed.
You all killed a basilisk? No offense, but I don't think Porky down here is killing any sort of basilisk.
We had hope from our sons.
Yes. You may have met them.
That's cute. Who are your sons?
I'm a. If I pull off the mask, will it make them turn back into normal?
Yeah. Well, you don't know that.
Well,
But
I'm not doing.
dang it! I hate being the DM. My secret walls are all misshapen.
Don't
That's the
worry
best
about
way
it.
I can describe it, though.
Don't worry about it. Just if you know someone who's interested in purchasing them, let me know.
Well, I do know that if I buy them from you, I'm going to have to buy them for a lot less than you could get over in the Round Isle because I'm going to have to send them over there anyway. Nobody's buying basilisk
How
things
much
over
would
here
you-
on the mainland.
Pay for them.
Well, I don't. Maybe I might give you. Let's see. He calculates in his head. He's kind of thinking, and takes out a pen and paper and writes down. He says, "I mean, I could really only give you about 25 a piece for these things. It's going to be a lot of work on my part to get these things sold."
How much could we get for them over on the the Round Isle?
Yeah.
On the Round Isle.
Oh, you could get at least double on the Round Isle, if not maybe triple. Because they need them over there. They got beasts of galore and beasts of plenty to be able to turn somebody to stone. Whew. That is some powerful, powerful magics.
Do you think it's worth the risk?
What was the risk again?
I don't know. Wait, there's a chance they could. I'm thinking they could get stolen.
I mean, we're going to pick a fight with whoever's going to steal them anyway. I like the idea of carrying them across the channel. We've got a book full of tickets, so we can easily transport our carriage across on the barge as well.
Dog, what say you?
Why are you yelling to him? There's no dog in
Be
here.
quiet. 1 bark for no, 2 barks for yes to carry it across. Okay, we're going to leave. Thank you.
Now, question for you: is this dog your boss?
It is a companion. That should only be one bark.
This is a very odd setup. Porky, can I offer you anything as a consolation? Or is there anything, from maybe my wares here back on the wall
Porky
that you
starts
might like?
barking, too.
And on the wall you can kind of see some of the old stuff he used to have. And Porky looks around. Let's see. Does Porky want anything?
I thought he was broke.
Porky's broke as heck. Porky's a broker.
He does have a nice trident, though.
Mm-hmm.
The brokest of.
He does have a nice trident. I need to mark that down. Did I mark that down? Let me mark that down, actually.
Could you give me the stats on that dagger?
It's got dagger stats. Except, I'll tell you what it does.
I just took 20 gold and I'm going to get that 20.
Yeah, I didn't change it. I figured
as far as what the dagger mechanically does,
Stabbing.
when you stab it, you stab it into someone who's dead, a fallen enemy. It drinks the enemy's blood, and then the next time you use the dagger to deal damage, you will receive that same amount of damage in health. But it's a one-use thing, so you stab it's full of blood, one attack, you get health from it, and then the next time it would give you health, it would have to be after you stab it into an enemy, a dead enemy again.
Gotcha.
I could see it as like a mosquito thing, like the handle actually like fills up.
Yeah. Sorry. So I would have described that to you when you had done it. But like you can kind of tell there's a translucent area in the middle of the dagger, and whenever you stab it in, you'll be able to see it fill with blood. And so y'all bought everything he had, right? Y'all bought it all.
Yep.
If it ain't bolted down,
Yep.
We bought him
some
too.
nice shoes there.
I smell new shoes.
So Porky says, I'm broke. I don't have any money. I can't buy anything from you anyhow. But thank you for asking. Well, it ain't no problem. I just want to make some money. So if you ain't got none, you might as well hit the road, son. Fair enough. Porky turns around and leaves.
Always a pleasure, Freegis.
What do you mean it's always a pleasure? We've just met.
Ooh.
Jeremiah winks and mysteriously backs out of the door.
Man, if I wasn't crazy too, I'd be weirded out. But we all know I'm a little bit off my rocker. We'll see you, cool cat.
Yes. Anyway, goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Bruno, was it?
Yes.
Goodbye. You look like a fancy cat. We'll hope
Do
to
you
see you again,
mysteriously
man.
walk
High
out
roller.
the door too?
No, I just leave.
We bought everything here
I
at
just
this time.
walk out like a normal person.
Freegis is very satisfied with himself. He's counting his gold on your way out.
Cool, man.
So you're now outside Freegis's tent. There's other market kind of hustle and bustle here, but you don't hear anything specific. Like Jim Bob's Magic Aeroplane shop or whatever. Like just kind of your typical marketplace from here on out. And you're outside.
Yay.
Were you looking for like a poisoning person?
Mm-hmm. We've been told there's not one here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, did I say that last time?
I believe so.
Okay.
You
sounds
said
good.
I'd have to wait till we got to the round owl.
That's what I was going to repeat if I hadn't already said it. Is that
It's alright.
You said there might be somebody who's like a potion maker around here, but nobody knowledgeable enough to deal with the eyes of the basilisk.
you of course would ask around, but I think that was Misiko telling you that.
Gotcha.
Also, we have a dog outside that may be barking, so that's just for effect for Arlo's transformation.
Yeah, not an actual Arlo.
Yeah. Okay, so you're outside. Porky says, "All right, what next?"
I believe we should try to go to the Round Isle if we have no further business here.
Onward.
That's where I'm trying to go.
Arlo is sitting on the front seat of the car.
Okay,
He's ready to roll.
nice.
Ready to roll.
Now, you've told me that you have this book of tickets for us to all be able to get on the ship, but I worry that they won't let our cart on. We might have to pay our way for the cart.
How much do you think it would be?
I don't know. We might have to ask whoever's on the gangplank.
Well, you know this town. Lead on.
Yeah, Porky. Is pointing. He gets up there and hops over to Clairman. or whatever, and he says,
Bruno,
Yes.
what about selling... We have a book of like 30 tickets, don't we?
yeah.
14.
Selling a few tickets to Freegis. You can sell tickets to the barge.
Well, let me go see if he's interested.
Let's take out one for each of us, and one for the cart just in case.
Ho, ho, ho there, Clairman.
Horses.
Looks like Bruno's headed back inside. Sorry, I give myself these accents.
I don't think the dog would need a ticket.
Probably not, but just,
Wait, once we
just in
get
case.
back on the boat, are we dropping this guy?
I figured we'd get all the way to the Round Isle first.
I gave Misko 2 tickets.
Okay.
So, Misko, would you mind if we used one of your tickets? That's not his voice, but that's
It doesn't matter, just go.
I don't suppose I'd mind. No.
cool. So I take out 3 tickets and give them to you, man.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, that's it.
Skink.
Yeah.
So those 3 tickets are for the 3 of you. For
Yeah.
Porky.
Do.
Yeah, because we got
Burb.
Misko, and the 3 of us.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody's got a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Extensive math going
So
on in
you
my head.
head back inside. Also,
yeah,
it's
head
been.
back inside.
We'll say it's probably been a good hour and a half since you guys have transformed. I need everybody to roll a wisdom check for me.
Wisadum.
Do I roll a wisdom check?
You do not. Sorry.
Okay.
14.
Just let y'all know, I'm about half tank on the old Mastiff transformation.
Okay. 14.
I got 3 hours.
8.
Gotcha.
Okay. Everybody's good. You don't experience any adverse effects or anything, or any positive effects or whatever.
Burp's good?
Oops. Yep. Need to roll for bird. Yep. Everybody seems to be cruising just fine.
You can sleep on the barge and regain your spell slot.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, it should be noted that these ships are very piratey looking ships. I mean, they're just big, bad, pirate looking saily ships that you guys see like big
Saily.
old, like
Real saily ships right here.
man, y'all leave me alone. It's high pressure.
Except for that one. That one's a tuggy boat.
Anyway,
you gonna buy our tickets or not, Freegis?
I'm just kidding. I'd cross my arms and fold it up like I was going on strike.
I come back in. Freegis.
Hey there, Bruno. Welcome back. I don't have a whole lot left for you, but if you want to sit and chat, we absolutely can.
Perhaps some other time. I have another question. I have tickets to the Strongwater whatever shipping company or something.
I think that's what it's called.
Strongwater whatever.
Do you now?
I have 11 tickets. Would you be interested in purchasing them to maybe sell to the locals or anybody coming through?
Well, I suppose I might could sell them at a discount, or maybe I might be able to multiply some of them. I don't really know. But I'd give you...
I'm going to level with you, and I get really close to
Yeah.
the counter. I believe these are fake anyway.
Ooh, well, I might be able to tell you whether that's the case. He pops one. He takes, or if you have.
I just
one
hand
now.
the whole thing
Okay,
to
so yeah,
him.
he takes one. He like eyes it. He lifts it up to the light and looks at it, and he takes it back there. He turns around. You hear him spit. He like spits on one and like rubs it in. He like puts it up to the light.
I don't understand your dwarven methods, but as long as they work.
Yeah. Not many people do it. I'm not sure if all of them work, but I got to try everything. So
Thumps.
he like balls one up.
I
and throws
gotta
it.
marry the ticket. I gotta be the ticket.
God, this hole in my jeans is really bothering me. He looks at you and he says, "Mr. Bruno, I'm sorry, but somebody gave you fake tickets." Now, of course, they're good fakes. They're some of the best fakes I ever saw. It took the spit test for me ever. Normally, I can just hold it up to the light, but if I got to use the spit test, that's a good fake. So not everybody's going to be able to see that. You can, of course, roll the dice a little bit because those tickets are expensive. Especially, I think the only ship that's heading out for a while is leaving today. So if you don't hop on the ship today, you'll be waiting a while. And if you do hop on the ship today and you buy a ticket, it's going to be quite a hefty price for a day of purchase. So I will buy these tickets off of you, and I'll sell them to some unsuspecting folk, and hope that they go well, because I'm gonna be out of this town soon enough. But
Excellent.
Does he often sell hot goods to unsuspecting folk? I'm just wondering.
that's a question the DM can't answer.
Well, how much would you give us for them?
I'd probably give you 2 gold apiece for these, just a little bit.
Is that enough to cover the cost of putting a cart on the boat? Do you think?
It really depends on how much cargo they got going. The less cargo they got in the ship now, probably the lower the price it'll be for you to get over there to get the cart on the boat, of course. But I don't know. It seems like a fairly stormy day. It feels like maybe a light day. It might be enough to cover. How about this? You all bought everything I had today. You all showed me some kindness. I'll give you 5 gold pieces per ticket.
Ooh. Well, thank you. I'll take that deal.
Well, then you can certainly have it. So that'd be 55 gold pieces right here in your hand. And I believe that really ought to be enough to cover at least getting your cart onto the boat.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure, Freegis. I will hopefully see you again.
Bruno?
Perhaps under the guise of a different man.
That's an odd thing to say, but I don't ask no questions from people who bought all my stuff.
You don't have a brother, do you?
But I will say, I have to imagine we will be seeing one another again. Because I actually next am headed over to the Round Isle myself, actually.
Oh, of course. Well,
Bruno,
I hadn't
back out.
I hadn't been in a while.
Well, I hope your travels are filled with safety and peace, my friend.
Same to you.
These idiots are the only ones that buy from me. I gotta follow you.
And then I leave.
There's no way you can boil out all the gaminess from the game. There's no way.
We got gaminess going on.
You just can't do it. Okay, so you guys are back outside, and Bruno, you've learned some new information.
Yes.
Arlo has learned new information as well.
Yeah,
Arlo heard all that.
I saunter back over to the cart with the 55 gold pieces.
50.
55.
He gave me 2 gold apiece for.
He purchased the tickets for 5 gold apiece. He said he believed that would be enough, but it depends on how much cargo the boat has. Also, there's only 1 boat leaving today.
We should probably hurry then.
We need to leave now.
Very well. Did he say anything about the tickets? Will they get us on the boat?
Oh, they're fakes. They won't pass a spit test, but they are very good fakes.
A spit test?
So if someone...
What on earth is a spit test?
Ooh,
Dwarven magic. Ancient. Very powerful.
Do you think in this disguise I could do a spit test?
I'm gonna climb on the front of the
You know,
thing.
yes, probably.
Misako, also the person who is Porky is a very odd, like weird, long-eared, elvish, Jack and Daxter type of looking person with yellow skin and snake eyes and, a slitted nose. But he's transformed into a dwarf, so Misako and or Porky turns to his hand like just hawks a big old nasty loogie on his hand and then spits on his hand. Whoop! I don't feel the magic!
I think it might only work on tickets.
Very well.
I'd laugh if the spit test revealed that his hand was a fake.
Ancient Dwarven. I like the ancient Dwarven magic. Alright, let's head over to the docks. And he goes and, he says, Clairman, take us over to the docks. And
I'm trying to organize all the items in my phone on the character sheet, and I copied this little dot so I can mark each item individually so I know which one it is. And I was trying to paste one, but I inadvertently hit the copy button on emptiness. Cool. So I copied just a blank space.
Very cool. Clairman is seeming to get a little bit more wieldy. Clairman says, absolutely. And he, clops over there as unwieldy verb.
That'll wake.
So you guys pull up in front of this ship. It's being loaded as we speak. The ship is just a great big pirate ship looking thing with the raised, captain steering deck and the big long deck in the front. 3 great masts with big sails on it. The ship across blazoned on the back of it. Whenever you ride up there, you see a name on there, and you see the name of the ship is Winifred's Waddle. The ship is just extremely wide and girthy. There on the front, where the mermaid or whatever would be, it's actually just a very portly, woman standing up there holding a big mug of ale, pressing forward with the point going out. You can see people, loading stuff. The crew is on there, swabbing the deck, doing all that kind of stuff. There's wooden cranes that are loading cargo onto the deck of the ship, as well as their big wide gangplanks that are going into the side of two, kind of like if you picture like a Noah's Ark door, on the sides of the ship going into the lowest part you can imagine. You can see like windows going up. You can see that the ship is from the outside is 3 levels underneath. The bottom level is where these cargo doors are kind of going in. Then you can see 2 porthole window levels going up, and then there's the deck of the ship. And there's a lot of
Arlo feels very confident. This boat feels sturdy.
Yeah, it looks sturdy. It's a big old merchant ship. There's also a gangplank that the crew is walking up and down to get to their main deck, and there's another dwarven lady actually, a dwarven lady, just one of the crew members standing out there at the gangplank with her arms locked together, just kind of bouncing whoever coming, taking tickets, whatever, as people hop onto this boat.
Crap, she's a dwarf.
Lady? Question mark.
It's not a lady.
And then
it's a woman.
Mystico turns around. Porky turns around and says, "Looks like we're in luck."
Oh no! Why would you say that?
Arlo says,
"Because I'm a dwarf. I'll be able to, if our tickets are counterfeit, maybe I'll be able to, schmooze her.
Work your dwarven spit magic, as it were."
I have a feeling she'll enjoy my spit magic.
I'm very concerned for you, Porky. Just stay in the back, please.
Okay. I wish I could reveal all the lore too of this mast because it would make this moment funny.
All will be revealed in time.
So you guys roll up there, and your cart is there, kind of in this cargo area where they're loading stuff on and off. And there's the dwarven lass. The dwarven looks older. Her hair is gray and coarse. She looks like she has sailed many a voyage.
Arlo wants to jump in the back to be with the scales again. He doesn't want to be up front right now.
Good boy. What was the name of that thing about the cane?
Cane of coldness. The cold of cane.
Cane of freeze water.
There you go.
That's it.
The old magic item tells you what it does in naming convention.
It actually produces fruit by the foot. Right from the top of it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
No,
Okay.
No cold water or ice, anything.
I suppose.
So, what are we going to do?
Are you driving, right, Jack?
You wouldn't know Bird's driving. I'm just up front with Bird.
Yeah.
Take us forward, Bird. If you
Will do.
please.
And he clops forward and do you want me to park right in front of this lady, or where you want us to? Are we going to get out? What's the deal?
I believe we're gonna have to speak to her.
Yes, but comfortable distance away. Don't be rude. Don't park directly.
Okay, I won't be rude. Do I have to do it? Do I have to speak to her?
No, one of us will speak to her.
Okay.
Most likely I will, because I'm up front with you.
Okay. Porky raises his hand
I
and
don't know
says,
where you are.
I'm absolutely going to speak to her.
Porky. I will kill you. Stop it.
I am a dwarf. I am suited for this.
I say let him go.
Arlo looks at him
We have tickets, do we not?
Arlo looks at him straight on and barks one time.
If you remember, that means no.
Very. I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'll wait.
Would you like to speak with her?
I'm good.
Porky, do it.
No.
We told him not to.
I don't want to do it. I don't have the ticket. Someone has to come with me.
You have a ticket with you.
We're all trying to get on the boat, are we
I
not?
will go with you then. Fine. Let's Avanti.
So he hops. He hops up and walks up.
I walk with him.
Okay. Do y'all have all the tickets? The two of you?
Or
Or you have all the tickets? And
you've got 3. He's got 2 of them.
I have who?
You've got 2 of them.
I'll hand them to you as you hop off.
Okay, so I've got 3. He's got 2.
All right. He says, "Hello, lassie.
Oh God.
We would like to procure passage on your ship across to the Round Isle. We have these tickets, and we'd also like to buy a little bit of cargo space for our cart here."
Arlo's sitting on top of the pile just wagging his tail.
And our mastiff. His name is Bonesy. She responds. She says, "Tickets, please." She's a dwarf lady.
Oh my!
I hand my 3 tickets over.
Your tickets, if you would, honey.
Dang it! That was a missed opportunity. Can I retcon and change it? I am.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going back. All right.
Let's spin that one back real quick.
Tickets, please.
Pass me out.
She grabs the ticket. She looks at him. All right, everything looks to be in order. Maybe.
What's my charisma?
Yeah.
Oh, bad.
Well, I need you both to roll it as you kind of roll a persuasion check. It's not gonna be a terribly tough check, but roll just to like convince this lady that you're confidently handing her tickets that are real.
Is he more confident as Brunner?
Yeah, can I use Bruner's charisma? He's got like... I imagine he would have a positive modifier. If you say no, it's perfectly fine.
At this point, take all of your stats to zeros. You're not particularly good or bad at anything in this form.
Oh, I thought you were like 0. I was like, that's -5 on everything.
No. I mean, like, sorry, 10s. Everything's a 10, so no additions.
On like physical stats too, or is it just for this instance?
Just full
we'll
body tackle her into the water.
I got a 6.
Okay. Brunner, you have the confidence, but you're just a little bit antsy about it. Porky is you're almost a little bit impressed with how just Porky's really handling this. He looks like this is every day. Everything looks to be in order. Now, we've had some problems with people with counterfeit tickets, so I apologize, but I'm going to have to use some ancient dwarven magic to figure out whether these are, counterfeit tickets or not. So
I perfectly understand.
I will make you watch. She turns around and waddles over to the thing. You hear.
I want to offer her a mint so bad.
Oh, I didn't give them to you yet.
I know.
You just hear. And so it's getting close to the end of the day. It's getting kind of dark, I think, at this point.
As she... no, you continue.
It's getting kind of dark at the end of this point. It's foggy. The lights are kind of dim here. So we're going to give you an opportunity to pass this thing.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to try to distract her. Oh.
No, absolutely.
As she spits, how far did she walk away, or did she just?
She's probably like 10 feet away from me at this point.
Oh crap! Okay.
Or maybe 5. I don't know. I mean,
it's whatever. It's fine. I just kind of call out, "Madam, can you tell me the price of purchasing cargo space?"
Okay. Yeah. So whenever you do that, she had just spit on it, and she turns around and says, "Well, we actually fairly light on cargo, and I gotta be honest with you, it's gonna be kind of a rowdy bunch down there on this ride for some of the cargo we got going."
Oh, that's no problem.
I think it costs about 45 gold pieces to get on the boat in the cargo hold. Now, of course, you can't stay down there. You'll have to use your tickets, and I gotta say, these tickets, if they're fakes, they're good fakes. We're gonna let you on. That sounds good to me. If the spit tests don't do it, you're all good in my opinion.
Excellent. Thank you.
Porky just like giddy.
Everybody's on high guard because the spit test didn't work.
Yeah. He says, Thank you, lassie. By the way, may I say you look dashing in this foggy candlelight this evening."
I back away from this.
She says, "Oh, well, thank you, darling. No one's ever said that to me before this week. Over there
that's not unbelievable.
over there on the round aisle, I mean, there's some, people a little more rough and tumble, so you get a little bit more, attention over there when you look like me. But hey, what's your name?" "My name is Porky." "That's a good name."
I can hear Porky smile. And I can hear his eyebrows just...
What?
He says,
What's the issue for me is that Keith stares me in the eye as he's speaking in any of his characters.
Well, I'm just right across the table from him.
Yeah, it's usually me.
She says, "Well, maybe I'll call on you while we're on the ride. It'll be probably 4 or 5 days we're on the water. Maybe we'll get to know each other. But for now, get on the boat and get your stuff in your quarters. We're gonna be setting sail here very soon. Hurry up. We'll get somebody to put your cart on in the cargo hold.
Can I follow just to know where it is?
You can't go inside. You can watch from the ramp, but you can't go inside the cargo hold. I'll be honest, it's for your own safety."
Can I run up the ramp?
Can we leave?
You can try.
Does the dog need to stay with us, or can he stay in the cargo hold as well?
You can make arrangements for your dog to be fed in the cargo hold. We don't want him in the regular... We're trying to run a tight ship here.
I completely understand. How much would that be?
Oh, that's included in the cost of your cargo. There's some other living creatures that we're carting as well.
Excellent.
And your dog's food can't cost as much as his food, dear God.
Dear God.
Dear gods.
I like being with the creatures.
Okay, so, somebody, she says, "Hey, you! This cart's going on. Take care of the horses, take care of the dog. Make sure it doesn't cause any trouble with you-know-what and the you-know-where." A fella comes over and sits into the cart, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, would you hop onto the ship?"
I rolled a nat 20 to hide inside the...
I was going to do that.
inside the cart. Well, you're outside the cart, so
No,
you'd have to like hop up in there.
You can certainly try that.
In the bones.
Oh.
You can certainly try that. You handed her 4 tickets, right? 5 tickets or 4?
They saw me like on the front of the cart, but I moved back, and now like the whole group is walking away.
But there's also 5 tickets, and there's only 4 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 45 gold.
We gave a ticket for the dog too.
Yeah.
Okay, so she definitely saw you before, right? Before you you weren't hidden before this moment, so she saw you when you were waiting with the cart.
I thought I was on the front of the cart, but he said he was on the front of the cart, so that means I was in the back.
I would imagine she could still see through, right? Because the cart's a covered wagon. She saw through the thing, right?
I thought it was a covered wagon, like
completely
closed.
covered. Okay, if you were in there, she's got a question now.
Okay.
So somebody hops on there. Clairman says, "Oh, absolutely, I'll hop down. I'll get my things." And he looks around and he doesn't have any things. And then he's, okay.
Wait, I am my thing.
And then he hops down.
Oh, that's all of them.
And goes around the front of the horses to the gangplank to meet up with Bruner and Porky. And the lady says, "All right, there's 3 of you, but you handed me 5 tickets. What's the deal here? You got 2 more coming?"
No, I heard that today was the last time in a while that the boats would be sailing out. I don't have need of the extra tickets. I figured you might want them. I don't know how your process works. Perhaps you use the same tickets over and over?
Roll up a persuasion check on me.
I gotta have 10?
That's halfway persuasive.
She says, sound good to me.
Do I need to roll to remember her face?
Remember her face.
Yes.
You'll have to roll later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
a little bit to really crush that. Because right now you're dead. You don't have to roll for that.
You look familiar. You have an identical twin cousin.
And also a reason that Misiko didn't have to roll is because he's someone he doesn't know or has never met. So, all right, it's late.
Up in the top of the...
Okay.
In the rafters of the car.
Gotcha. It's late. You got the tickets. They passed the Dwarven Ancient Magic Spit Test. I don't really know what else I can do. Hop on the boat. The quartermaster Slivius will show you to your quarters.
Thank you.
Slivius. That's a name right there.
I saunter up that way as quick as possible.
Okay.
Nobody at home can see that sauntering action.
Nope.
It's probably for the best.
You know what I find interesting about DMing D&D in this story that I'm making up,
Sauntering?
as I write it, is that I write for several hours during the week of what I do, and then I don't look down at it at all whenever we play.
It has become part of your knowing.
Yeah, and we haven't done anything wrong or whatever, but okay,
We can do things wrong.
Derail completely after line 2.
Okay, so you guys walk up onto the boat, and we're going to go to the cart real quick. So a regular old, just merchanty looking fella ship hand sailor. He's not wearing like a Navy costume, but just, the salt-kissed hair and robes and stuff. Just looks like a sailor.
Oh my.
He hops onto the cart and he says like, "Isn't there supposed to be a dog back here?" And he like peeks. He opens the thing, and so you rolled to hide.
Huh? I rolled a nat 20 to hide.
Oh, nice. Then you're definitely. So yeah, he peeks back there and he sees Arlo.
He's petting the dog and he doesn't see him.
He sees you and he reaches back and he says, "Hey, good boy."
Oh.
He's not a good boy.
He's like, "What's your name?"
He ate a man in this exact situation before.
That's true. This is the second time we've done this, and so he says, "All right, you're in good hands."
Throwing down like steel wool.
He says, "But I have to tell you, be careful, because if you're going to be roaming around here, don't get too close to any of the big cages."
Arlo just starts wagging his tail, and I want to like lay down.
Good boy. He pets you, and then the cart's up into the thing, and the cart bumps over the rails, and you go into this very big cargo hold on the length of the ship on either side of the left or the right side. So starboard or port or starboard side of the ship are just boxes and cargo and everything. And you see a couple of big iron cages or big, probably steel cages, just big cages. And some of them have maybe a few cows. Some regular old cattle, might be a horse or two or a bear or something. Nothing too crazy in there. But you can see at the back of the ship,
none of them crazy cows.
There's like a double-sized steel cage.
Ooh.
And as you notice that, you can't see a lot because you're a dog. And the cart is going in this way, and you're laid down. So you turn to the right. So towards the back of the ship would be the left. You're turning to the right. And he takes you all the way to the front of the ship and parks the cart down there at the end. He gets out and eats the horses like a sugar cube and an apple. He pets them and says, "You'll be all right down here." And he kind of ties them off to the wall and gives them, whatever they need to stay stable down there. He says,
"Stable.
I'll be back to check on you guys. Now, remember." And he pulls back the curtain again and he looks at you, Arlo, and he says, "Remember, pup. Be careful down here. There's a lot of big animals, and you're small."
Tail is wagging.
Okay.
Looking innocent.
I'll be back to feed you later. And he shuts the thing, and he leaves, and goes down the cargo hold.
Remember his odor?
Sure.
What was his name? Slivin?
That's not
No,
Slivius.
yeah, that's not
That's
Slivius.
just a regular guy.
I imagine you look like the dog from The Simpsons, but bigger, like mastiff-sized dog from The Simpsons.
Santa's little helper?
Yeah,
Yeah. He was a greyhound.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't great.
Said that like 8 times as much.
Nope.
So, as I can't see a whole lot of what's going on, I'm inside this thing. Am I getting any interesting odoriferous smells?
Sure. Roll perception.
Let's percept that thing. That's
Brice?
a nat 20 plus 3. I can roll
Wow.
again, though.
Yeah. You can't plus 3 a nat 20, but I'm all about a nat 20.
You can actually. There are some things that DC is 30.
Ah, okay.
Well, you can set it that high. I don't know anything.
Okay.
Second roll was a 6.
Some of my stuff is
first one.
40. I'm just kidding. Brice just revealed to me that a word that I've used over and over again means something not good, and I did not intend it that way. So if you're laughing at me saying the nasty boy, it's not. I'm trying to describe the sound of horses walking.
I read it as well. My soul, a little piece of it has died.
Yeah, my soul aches at the truth. So, with a nat 20
to find some funks.
you smell, like I said, kind of livestocky kind of smelling animals. Nothing alarming so much that there's probably like you can smell there are 4 other animals in here, or besides your horses. Some of them you smell a couple of rabbit cages.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 rabbit cages. There's one big cage that does have, I believe, a small, like a bear cub in it. Mm-hmm. And then at the very back, that giant steel cage, you can smell a smell that you've never smelled before.
A smelly smell.
It smells assaulting. The smell it lets off a very sharp odor, an odor of something that if you smelled it in the wild, you would say, "I really need to be cautious about this sort of thing. and also you can kind of smell a metallic smell that goes along with it.
Okay. And with that, do I hear anything? Because it's smelling here.
Yep. So with your hearing, you hear the sound of rabbits munching on stuff. You hear the sound of a bear cub kind of whining for its mother softly. And at the very back, you hear some stomping, some scraping, and the sound of loud exhaling.
All right. The mystery continues.
All right, so let's cut back to this because we're about to wrap this episode up.
Follow us?
Let's cut back to the deck of the ship. So Porky, Bruner, and Clairman walk up to the ship looking like weirdos. the oddest traveling party to be seen. And they step on there and says,
the name.
Bruner, Porky, and Clairman.
This is our next campaign. We're gonna be these people.
Yeah, y'all. This is it. This is the jumping off point. Yeah. I didn't tell you about the math. There is no going back. Just kidding. So you're standing there on the deck of the ship, and let me. A man in kind of old, very old-looking but nice robes. He comes and he's hunched over, and he is an elf. He's an elven male, older, hunched over. Kind of comes walking up to you. Looks like he's seen his fair share of sailing voyages. Seems like he's seen his fair share of, action and life. And he comes over and he says, "Well, hello. My name is Slivius Bile. I'm the quartermaster for Winifred's Waddle. We call her the Waddle. It's hard to say Winifred's Waddle so many times. I've said it twice now in this conversation. But may I show you to your quarters?"
Yes, please.
Your names, quickly.
I am Bruner.
Good to meet you,
My
Bruner.
companions are Porky and Clairman.
Porky, you say? I suppose you are a dwarf. I should be expected. Clairman, that's a beautiful name. You do look rather splendid, Clairman. Clairman doesn't know how to act. He says, "Well, thank you. Now I've got new clothes on."
You want to see?
That's interesting. I'd just like to say you all look rather dashing, I guess. As he looks down to Porky and says, "Let me show you to your quarters." Porky says, "I don't take too kindly to this, but that's all right, Mr. Bile. We'll be friends eventually." And he goes to lead you. So the way you get down to your quarters, you can see that there are the big glass doors that lead to captain's quarters, or right underneath the kind of captain's area up there. And the way you get down to the quarters are those, if you know, like on pirate ships or whatever, those two big grates that pull up and the stairs go down. So Slivius Bile goes over there and says, "And like I said, you can call me Slivius Bile, or Mr. Bile, if you would prefer. It matters not to me." And he pulls open his the grate. And he says, "After you. You'll be down the stairs. You'll be the first door on the right." And he walks down behind you. Roll perception for me, though.
Still tins?
Yes.
13. Can I turn my eyes back into Grimm's eyes?
Okay, so Porky's not focused.
Grim's slightly taller. They show up a little bit higher.
Porky hears this noise, this noise, and doesn't see the sight. He's not concerned by what he hears. But the two of you, Clairman and Grimm, you've heard these noises several times before, and they are noticeable to you. So you both turn around, and as you turn around, what you see as you hear the lady at the bottom saying, "All right, this is the last call. This is the last ones on the ship. Make sure you make them at home lest they have to harm you." And you turn and you see a garrison of orc soldiers walking onto the ship as well.
I'd like to say Bruner, he's got his hands behind his back, clasped, like walking at a measured pace. Sure. Blank, calm expression as he stares down the orcs.
So at this point, I would say when you're hearing this, you're like on the steps heading down. So you're about to go beneath the thing. So I imagine like you're walking down the steps at your measured pace, Is that all right?
Yeah. No, I turn and look at the orcs, and then I walk down.
So you're turning, and they're walking onto the boat. What you see is
more boat.
You see 4 of the hooded orcs that you remember were the mages that you fought, as well as you see 10 orc soldiers behind them stepping onto the boat. And you hear one of them say, "Where will we be staying?" And Slivius...
Wait, how many again?
4 mages and 10 soldiers.
All right.
And they're all standing there on the deck, kind of huddled up. And Slivius pokes his head out. He kind of slinks behind you, and pokes his head out of the cargo hold. He says, "Don't worry, I'll be right with you. We will take very good care of our soldiers. Don't worry." And then he goes back down. He says, as he's walking past you, roll one more perception for me.
10.
As he walks past you, you can hear Slivius saying, after he said, "We'll take very good care of our soldiers," on his way past you, he says, "Someone really ought to." And he says that very dejectedly. And as he walks down.
Just a smidge.
And then that is where we will end.
The plot is thickening.
That is where we will end today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, please, what would do us so good is if you let us know you watch this show. We're really enjoying it. I hear from the party members that they enjoy playing it, so there's no reason for us to stop. Of course, I enjoy making it.
It's great.
But we would just love to hear back from you if you are watching. If you want to get involved with the show in somehow, if you want to talk lore, make sure you follow me and I'll talk lore with you. But in the meantime, please remember to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. If you're on iTunes, please leave us a review. If you want to leave us a 3-star review, that's fine. I don't care. Don't go below 3, though.
I care.
I would love for it to be 5 stars. But please just, a little bit of feedback will go a long way for us. Just a little bit of that gratification to know there's somebody out there enjoying it. But if there is nobody, that's also fine. Remember to do those things, and also remember that we love you very much.
Toodles. Later.